What's up, guys? RB here with the Compound Trading Group. Wanted to bring you a quick video today. Didn't really get to trade today. I was on the road, and today is Tuesday, April the 12th. So I kind of wanted to give you a video on entries and exits, how I kind of see the market, and I thought it'd be good just to go from pre-market to the beginning of the morning and just kind of look at how I would play it. I haven't really looked at the market much, so I'm gonna treat this like it's the morning, and we'll just go through it. Hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so I'm going to start this morning and just kind of look at a 30-minute chart. As you can see on 30-minute chart, we were in a downtrend. We had a low. We broke that low, set a high. We worked down, had a low, broke that low, set a high. Worked further down, had a low, broke the low, set a high. And then we kind of in pre-market put in an uptrend. Now this market we had CPI data. So as you can see this big candle come in. Why they moved the market up on CPI data, I'm not sure. So as in the morning, I'm gonna go to a 3-5 minute chart and just kind of look at the chart and see we're starting to wedge up a little. Then we had the move on CPI data, came down. We know 30-minute now set a uptrend. So I think what we could be looking for is potential, morning pullback. I've got some zones I've drawn in off the 1-minute chart. A little demand zone here, a little pause, demand zone here. They tested it once, took the market up. And so we know the high of the 30-minute was right here, this 30-minute candle. So I think what we could see is a rollover push up. So what we would do is just go bar by bar and see how price reacts to these areas. These are areas of interest for me, really nothing more. Just areas that I like to look at and say, okay, how does the market react when we get to these areas? And I'll go down to a 1-minute chart when we start to get to these areas and see what we can see and see if we can find a trade, a high probability trade within these areas. So let's just go bar by bar, and here's pre-market. We're right here at 9:15, 9:30 coming in. We have VWAP right here. So if we've got anything happening off VWAP, we do have a little trend line maybe that is taking place from right here. We have a trend line popping like right in this area right here. So let's see when market opens, see if we push down. Yeah, okay, so you can see how we pushed in this first zone here. We just broke VWAP. So I'd kind of want to be a little careful of going long per se right off the bat, just because we just came under VWAP, broke down. So I would really want to see is put in some kind of structure high. So what I would be doing here on the 1-minute chart, I'd be down in 1 minute. Now we're in area of interest, is marking off my highs, right? So we have a high here. We have a low right here. And as you can see, we kind of put in a double bottom right here. So we could see a double bottom, a push up, reject off the 20, and see if we can put in a low. I do see a little trend line right here that I would be marking off and working off of also to see, do we reject this and push lower under VWAP? How do we react here? Like right here, there's still no data for me to get into a trade. Like I said, the 9 EMAs cross under VWAP. We've rejected VWAP. So I'd really want to see price maybe put in a lower structure, come back in to put in a lower high. But let's see. Okay, we got a double bottom again, and now we're breaking up above this trend line break. So let's get one more candle. All right, so now as you can see, we have a change of character. Right here's our chalk, and we also had a micro change of character in here. So if you are a very active trader, you got a little change right here. You broke this high, you put in a high. Your next pullback low, your pullback low is a double bottom. So for somebody very active like myself, that it can play off a very tight risk. My risk is right here in this zone. I'm not really playing this lower, but you could take an entry here. Target one, I would say, would be right in this area right here. You'd want to get back to your EMAs, cut that, maybe take half off here, see if you hold the 9 or hold this trend line back, you get the bounce. But I think what we'll see probably also is a little safer entry here. We have liquidity put in here now on these two candles, so we could grab this right here, throw as a box right here, and see if we can get this type of move kind of right here maybe. That's the possibilities right now. That's the possibilities I would be looking for, is for something like that to happen. So if we go candle by candle, okay, we get a big push up here. So let's draw in our top. Let's see if we work off that as a high. Yeah, we get a push down low. Push down low. Okay, so here's trade number 2 right here. You know, you have an EMA right here. It's support. VWAP's now support. So you could come in here. You could come into this next trade. Your target 1, obviously, I would have target 1 as sitting maybe at this zone right here. And then what we would see from that area is, you know, you could push for your upper zone as target 2. Maybe take 3/4 off or half at target 1. Push for this upper zone and see if we could get target 2. With an entry right here, you'd want to risk off of this low right here. I don't think you'd want to push under that trade line, so I think your risk reward would be, you know, if you entered right here, I think you take your risk to about here, and if you got that with target 1, you know, you're looking at hefty 2.5 to 1. If you got the full move 6 to 1, so that's a very high probability trade with a lot in your favor. So let's push on. You know, we could lose this trade. Let's push on. Okay, we stayed in. All right, there's target 1 right there. You know, we cut half, we cut 3/4. However deep you are and how profit wide, but as you can see, we got this move. It's crazy. You know, we hit the liquidity, came back, swept the liquidity, bounced off. There's your 2 entry place. You could get a 3rd entry here. You didn't push forward, and you still have your EMAs in control. So let's keep moving. Pull back. Let's see if the EMAs on the 1 minute is holding. So I think we could get a strong move. Yeah, here we go. Impulse move off, kind of consolidation. Boom. There's the pop. And we got this move. So, you know, you'd be out here. You'd want to cut the rest of your position here. I know we could keep running, but there's your target 2, high of pre-market. Now we would expect a test down, right? That's pre-market high. We broke. Let's see if we get a base, or do we get a push back further into this. There is one more zone I'm kind of noticing, liquidity zone. So let's draw this out, because I would have drawn this live too. And as you can see right here, you get this break of this liquidity zone. Here's your retest on the liquidity zone. So if you weren't in this trade, this is a pullback you could take right here. You know, here's a high pivot. You get this impulse push. You get a pull back almost to the EMA, but you get this test in the pivot, right? You're holding. So you could come in right here. It's not as high probability as down here, but it's still a higher probability trade. And you could go to this target up here. You could go off structure high here, but let's see what happens. All right, so we're kind of getting a tweezer top. If we shift to a 3-minute chart, yeah, okay, so we got 2 big candles in here. Now we do know there's liquidity sitting right here. I should have had this drawn pre-market also, but what I like to see now that I have 2 engulfing, right, is to work down. You want to push down maybe into here and come back and retest this liquidity and then come back down. If it didn't get here, there is liquidity sitting right here in these candles too. You have a little fair market gap right here, so I could see a push into here maybe. Maybe not dropping this far, maybe coming into here instead. But I could see with this candle, like I see this retracing 50% a lot. So depending how far we were to drop, I could see this coming in here. But what we'll do is go to the 1 minute chart, right? And we're going to do the same on a 1 minute. If we do push down off that engulfing candle, which we think would be a pullback to the EMAs, and we get a change of character, we could push down, or we could push into the EMAs, hold this, clear liquidity, right, and push up for another high. But this is something we don't know until the move. But with tweezer tops, 3 minute, if you look at the 5 minute, it's the same, right? We got tweezer on top. So now we have hefty sellers coming in the market right here. So we'll go to 1 minute and I'll show you how this plays out. All right, so we're getting a little consolidation here. So what I like to do is pop a low already. It's not a low yet until this high is broken, right? But let's see how we play into here. If we get a little pop, I'm not really sure. I want to kind of push down a little bit further. Okay, there's a change of character, right? Oh, boom, we hit it again. So here we go. So now we have a change of character. So here's a low, right off another low. Here's our high right here. So now what we'd want to see is our next low potentially be the start of a of a 1 minute downtrend. It could be, you know, a 5 minute pullback to keep going up. It could be that 30 minute top of the 30 minute trend and now come down to make a lower low. So we have a few options. If we were to pull up a 30-minute chart real quick, you know, okay, we put in a top. This could be a pull down to set in a higher low. It could go further down. You know, we have lots of options, but that was kind of my thing with tweezer tops. My expectations get back up in here. Oh, look, we did. Boom, here's your retest, right? Here's your retest in liquidity. Unfortunately, that happened before we had chalk on a 1 minute trade. So if we're looking to change of character, you know, our next pullback, which my guess would be into this liquidity right here, and if we get a higher low with some confluence going, see if we could get a possibility of a trade here. Okay, we get a push. Yep. All right, we get a push back into the EMAs. Now we have buyers stepping in, right? So there's a few entry places you could potentially take. You could enter here and risk off this high up here. I would want to see it come test in this liquidity one time right here. I don't know if we'll get that far up. So like when you're taking a trade like this, you don't know how far up you're going to go. So you could enter here, base your risk off this top right here. And if you look left, like this zone right here is target 1. So if we would put this in real quick, target 1 would be here, and let's just go ahead and slap a line. Oh, we have one, we just need to extend it over. Okay, so if we take this line right here, extend it over, okay, there's our target 1 right there. And then target 2, actually target 1's this first level here. I'm sorry guys, I'm a little flustered. So target 1 would be right here. You know, it's a 1-to-1 trade. It's not as big as I like it to be, but you could play to this structure base here, but I would take some off there, and then, you know, your next move is low of the day. So shoot for down here. Let's see if we get a push up. This is a position I might would look into scaling into also. Okay, so we get under the EMAs. Now you see the EMAs failing. It's like, so EMAs, you know, they were support. Now they're becoming resistance. You see how we're rejecting the EMAs. So here's another spot. If you weren't in right here, you could hit it again right here. This is another entry place. If you weren't in, you're lucky you got another retest right here. That's another spot to hit it and keep this same stop. Okay, we get pushed down, target 1. You could scale out a quarter there. You work back in, and now here's the retest. This is also a very good place to hit. So you're getting the liquidity retest, right? You're felling this area. I know a lot of people don't like see coming above the EMAs, but you see they're selling off of it very quick. They're selling off this liquidity zone. So you're recollecting, right? We're recollecting these there. They're kind of flash candles. Pop up, pop back down, pop up, pop back down. So if you're not in, you can hit it there. Let's see what happens. Okay, so now we get an impulse. You know, you're boom, you're out here. Now for me personally, I would probably scale all out right here. I don't like how we kind of consolidated a little bit in this area right here. You know, we put in some consolidation, broke out. So what you could be seeing right here is my classic liquidity sweep, right? There's your low. You have a range. Here's the top of the range right here. So we're ranging, liquidity sweep out. So we have a few things that could happen here. I would get out all there just because I'm used to seeing this place. So you could do this number here. We could liquidity sweep off VWAP, pop back up for high of day, and tap on this range here or this range up here. Do a liquidity sweep right here. But I don't really know what happens. Okay, so we get a push up. We're kind of rejecting EMAs. Oh, okay, flash back down to VWAP. Let's see if we clear VWAP. Push off VWAP. So what you'd want to see now is put in a low, get you a pull back into VWAP maybe. So if you tested VWAP here, you break down, maybe a break in base will happen right here. Break base right here. They just push down. Okay, so we got the base candles. We don't have the upper wicks I like seeing just yet. All right, here's a push with the upper wick. So this is the candle I like seeing. So right here, I would potentially hit it right here with my stop being right above the 20. You see we got the break of VWAP. We came in, we kind of based. We got that flash candle, and now we're getting liquidity put in. There's your liquidity candle rejection, right? The upper wick, you get a rejection. So now we push down, I would think, to the 200, cut at the 200 right here. boom, big impulse candle, and we're out. Collect delta on that candle right there, right? We're out 100%. Perfect trade. All right, guys, that's kind of just, I'm going to wrap it right there, but that's kind of how I look at entries in the market. I know it's very quick, it's short, but I hope you can gather some information off of how I use zones, targets, how risk reward, what I'm looking for in that trade, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.